All right, Mets fans and baseball fans alike, welcome to the World Series, Game 1, 7th inning, score tied at 3. Bobby Gaines here with obviously my favorite round of the postseason, the World Series, when the two best teams in baseball really go at it. And I know it's early as far as the World Series goes to really predict anything, but I have to say, based on what I've seen these first 6 innings, I really think that this World Series is going to be a very, very close matchup between two teams that bring a lot to the table, and I know in some ways that's kind of a given since it's the World Series, but I mean there have been some World Series even recently that haven't been all that memorable. The 2012 World Series was a sweep by the Giants, which really not much happened in that one. Last year's World Series was really good, and obviously 2013 is probably my favorite World Series ever. You just look back, though. Not every World Series is close. Some of them are closer than others, but from what I can tell, at least in this Game 1, and maybe the series won't go this way, but it seems like these are two teams that both really, they not only play the game the right way, but, they have pitching and defense behind them and, timely hitting. It's kind of great to see. I mean, obviously I'm a Mets fan. I'm rooting for the Mets here. So, but I'm saying even from just a baseball point of view, after just months of watching the Red Sox slog through just garbage, it is nice to see two teams that really want it and are really going for it, and just kind of the stuff that's happening is fantastic, really. As I'm just wow, it's just been a really good game so far. Matt Harvey going the first 6 innings so far. Edinson Volquez out for the Royals right now as Duffy takes over in the 7th, facing Cuddyer, who is 125 for the postseason, and down 0-2 to start this 7th inning. So this is where the game is going to get interesting if it hasn't already. It's too bad, too, because the Mets had a 3-1 lead, and then Harvey gave up 2 runs in the 6th, because right now with the Royals bullpen being what it is, Duffy's only one of the great arms they have down there. So you need to scrape out a run here, because if you don't, it's only a matter of time before the Royals get a hit, as Addison Reed gets warming up for the Mets. No Bartolo Colon, although he was warming up earlier, as that one skips away from Duffy. But, I mean, obviously it goes without saying you always want to get a run or two to, take the lead. But, again, the Royals are a feisty team, and that's kind of what I like about them. If I wasn't, rooting for the Mets, I like the way the Royals play baseball. They don't just go for the home run. They don't just go for, stolen bases. I mean, they do steal bases, but there's a lot that they do, the Royals, and they try to take advantage of all of it. They try to just put pressure on the opponent. They're not a team that overwhelms you with any 1 or 2 or 3 players, but just as a collective, they know what they're doing. They get singles, they get bunts to move the runners over. They do the small things to stay in games and to win games, and their bullpen is just nothing short of phenomenal. So, I mean, it's hard not to like a team like that. Unfortunately, they're playing one of my favorite teams, the New York Mets, so I've got to root for their downfall right now. That was so obviously a strike. Cuddyer takes it for strike 3. That's the second time in the last couple of innings that a Mets batter has taken strike 3, and that was just pathetic, honestly. I don't even need the strike zone to see that was a strike. Almost right down the middle, and Cuddyer just kind of watches it. I mean, Cuddier's been playing baseball for a long time with the Twins and Rockies and Mets, and I feel like, come on, man. You got to swing at that at least, even if you just foul it off. I mean, God, look at that. And look, he's only watching it. I mean, that's slow motion. He didn't have that much time to react, but still, that's a shame. Well, anyway, shake that one off. 1 out in the 7th, and Curtis Granderson at the plate for the Mets. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. That looked like a strike. No, not called a strike. All right, I'll take it. This Fox telecast doesn't have the same strike zone that TBS has, where they keep it in the corner for your viewing enjoyment. Now, the Fox telecast only shows you the strikes occasionally, so I can't really say if the umpires are wrong or not. I can just guess that they are. That one looked like a strike, too. It was called the ball. I'll take it. 2-0 to Granderson here. Duffy struck out Cuddyer to start the inning, but did show some signs of being erratic, going to 3-2 on the leadoff hitter for the Mets. As Granderson gets ready here. 2-0 the count. 1 out in the 7th, tied at 3. That one's low. So 3-0. Daniel Murphy, of course, one of the big stories for the Mets this postseason. He has at least one hit that I've seen in this game. No home runs yet. Hopefully he'll get hot, but Daniel Murphy pretty much carrying the Mets offense here. See, that looked like that one looked like a ball called a strike, but whatever, close enough, I guess. Really, out of these 4 pitches, 2 of them could have been strikes, 2 of them could have been balls. So the count is 3-1 to Granderson. Hopefully he gets on base. We'll see what happens here as Duffy delivers the 3-1. That one is popped up. Ah, crap. That's probably an out. Probably an out. Probably an out. That ball stayed up there for a while. 2 outs. See, every time I film, nothing stinking happens. The Mets have been hitting the ball pretty well in this game, but you wouldn't know it based on those 2 at-bats. One of them, Granderson was ahead 3-0 and ends up popping out. Kadire takes strike 3 down the middle. Not much to like there, but obviously a lot to like with the Mets. And, I can't help but feeling a little guilty as Duffy leaves the game for picking against the Mets, but I'll talk about that in another video, as right now the Royals will go to yet another pitcher out of that potent bullpen with 2 outs in the 7th.